It's test week. It's test week. It's test week. Are you ready? All right, in this video, I'm going to highlight the important information you need to be ready for the exam. There's additional information at this website, so go there if you need more. First important piece of information is that you need an e-ticket to get into the test. This should arrive in your email 2 days before the test. So AP Physics 2 students, you got yours today. AP Physics 1 students, you'll get yours tomorrow. Each one of these tickets is individual to you. Don't share it. Don't email it to anybody else. This is your electronic ticket. If you misuse the ticket, that can be construed as cheating and your score will be thrown out. You can also get the e-ticket if it doesn't come in the email by going to myapcollegeboard.org. You can always find it there. Everybody takes the test the same time all over the world. So for us in the Central Time Zone for AP Physics 2, that is Wednesday, May 13th at 11 o'clock. AP Physics 2, let me repeat, May 13th, 11 o'clock. For AP Physics 1, that is 3 p.m. May 14th, that's Thursday. Physics 1, May 14th, 3 p.m. Don't be late. In fact, log in early. At least 15 minutes, probably a half hour early to get everything set up. There's been a lot of concern from students about this AP exam because it's shorter and it's online. And they're worried about, is my score going to be the same as earlier years? Can I pass it? And all that stuff. First of all, the College Board has all sorts of analytical systems where they're going to check the test this year versus previous years, and they will normalize the test. So the types of questions that are on this test will be normalized versus previous years, and so a 3 this year will be the same as a 3 from previous years, as best as they can possibly make. Just like always, you're taking an AP test. You're trying to earn as many points as possible. You're not trying to get them all right because that's nearly impossible in the time that they give you. So you're trying to earn points. This is a free response test only, so try not to leave anything blank. You're gaining, sorry, that's my phone. You're trying to earn as many points as possible, so try not to leave anything at all blank. Next thing is since this is a shorter test, you may be pushing against the time a little bit harder. So if the questions are like A, B, C, D, E, F maybe for a question, don't worry about it. Answer them as quickly and as much as you can. Try not to leave anything blank, okay? You can still earn a 5 even if you leave some stuff blank, just like every year. The one thing you can't do this year is you can't skip a question. If the first question is hard and you find that it's tough on you, you can't go to question number 2. You're stuck with question number 1. So just remember, if you know that energy applies and you can use conservation of energy, write that down. Energy is conserved, okay? Just earn a point here, earn a point there, earn enough to get a passing score, and you're going to do great. All right, this year, everybody, since the test is shorter and there's less room for error a little bit when they score it, if you feel like you did really well on the test, you think you should have passed, and your score comes back and it's not passing, please shoot me an email this summer, and I will take a look at your test, because this year I'm going to get all of your tests sent to me, and I can review it myself and see if I think you should pass. And if so, then I can protest your grade and have them review it to confirm what your score is. Okay, you have 3 ways to submit your answers for the AP exam. There is the copy and paste method. This is the one I recommend. The next method is to create a document and then upload the document. Or the third, and the one that probably a lot of you want to do, but I recommend against, is for you to work it out on paper, take a picture of it, and upload that document. You'll see why in just a minute. Okay, option number 1. This is the easiest. All you have to do is type your information into a Word document or a Google Doc, and then all you have to do is just copy it, paste it in the AP test, and then hit submit, and you're done. No fuss, no muss, as simple as can be. All right, that is by far the simplest. Okay, the second option is for you to type it into a Word doc or a Google Doc and save it and then attach that document. Now, we've already had students this morning for the first rounds of tests that typed up their responses in a Google Doc, saved it, and then couldn't find it to upload it for the test. Okay? So copy and paste is a lot simpler. So I recommend copy and paste. But wait, you're saying, Mr. Bruin, how can I how can I type in all of our physics stuff? Won't that be a mess? Well, number one is you're not going to have to draw any figures this year. So no graphing, all right? Second thing is what about free body diagrams and stuff like that? We can say that in words. There is a normal force up and there is a gravity force down. So the test this year is designed so that it is conducive to just typing without the need for writing things out. And let me show you a Word doc on how you can type in equations if you need them. Okay, so here's a Word doc. We all know what F equals ma is, piece of cake. And I bet you know what this is. It's x equals x naught plus v naught t plus 1 f a t squared in kinematics. And look, all of us that are going to be grading the test are all physics teachers. We know exactly what that is. Capital X, little x, 0 or O, caret or no caret for the t squared. It doesn't matter. We know what that equation is. We know that torque equals I alpha. So if you have a Greek letter, you can just type out the name of it. Okay. We know that that's supposed to be torque. And like say for energy, kinetic energy equals potential energy, gravitational plus spring. Or you can write it this way, gravitational potential energy and spring potential energy. Or you can type it out completely. The initial kinetic energy equals the final gravitational and spring potential energy. Type it in as best as you can in a Word document and it'll be easier to read and it will be faster to upload and less likely for mistakes. Now, here's our last option, which is for you to handwrite it out and then submit it as a document. Now, if you're going to do it this way, you have to have a PNG or a JPEG type format. And there's a couple of issues with this method. Number one is you're going to have to take the test on a phone and you're going to have to scroll around to read the question. And then you're going to have to take a picture and then upload the document. If you don't want to have to scroll around the phone, we had a student this morning that they took the test on a laptop. They took a picture of it with their phone and then they emailed the document to themselves in order to upload it. The email didn't come through in time. And so their test is shot. Okay? So my recommendation is if you want to just have to write it out, first of all, make sure you write on white paper. Make sure that you write in blue or black ink or a number 2 pencil, nice and dark so somebody can read it. Make sure you have good lighting when you take a good picture of it. Make sure you take a picture of the entire document. Don't cut anything off. Make sure that I would have a cord into the laptop so that you could copy the document straight over instead of having to email it. Okay, if you have multiple pages, you have to take multiple pictures. You can't have any more than 5. Okay, do you see how this is much more complicated than typing, copy, paste, submit? So I don't recommend doing this method, but it's up to you. All right, so you wake up on Friday morning and you realize you missed your AP test. What do? The answer is nothing. They will automatically sign you up for the June retake. No worries. So if you get sick the day of the test and you don't start your test on time or something like that, you'll get to retake it in June. They'll send you a new e-ticket to your email and in your My AP account. Now, let's say that you're taking the test and something bad happens. Like several things have happened already this morning with students. Number one is they copied and pasted only part of their response. They didn't get their email with their picture to send in for their handwritten information for their test. Or they saved their document and forgot where they saved it, or they attached the wrong document to the test. All these things have already happened today. So what do? Or say your internet goes dead. All right, if your internet drops out and you can just reconnect, just re-click on your e-ticket and continue your test. Or let's say that you're in the middle of your test and you've got a little brother and sister and they just start screaming and crying and you can't concentrate and you can't finish your test. You can apply for a retest, which will be granted for all reasonable requests except things like I needed to study better, or I ran out of time, or something like that, where that's your fault. If your testing situation is bad or something bad happens when you're testing, apply for a makeup. Here's where you apply for the makeup. You have 48 hours to get that makeup request in, and so they can grant it and you can get signed up for the June test. These are the 5 steps you need to take to get yourself ready for the exam day. First, review your contact information. Second, check your technology. Make sure it works. 3, check to make sure that you know how to submit your response and take the exam day demo. 4, gather everything you're going to need for the exam. And then 5, get your e-ticket. Get yourself in a quiet place, isolated from everybody else in your house. Tell them to get off the dang Wi-Fi because it's yours for an hour. And tell them to be quiet and let you test. So first things first, go here to My AP and check your information. Make sure it's all correct so you can get your ticket. If you don't get your ticket in the email, just go here and pick it up 2 days in advance. Next thing, check your technology. Make sure that it's compatible with College Board and that it's all functioning and that they're powered up for test day. Okay, if you're going to be typing, remember, I recommend that you type and that you copy and paste. It's the absolute simplest thing to do. If you're going to save your document, make sure you save it in one of these formats right here, and that you save it with an appropriate name, like AP Physics 1, Question 1, Bruin, your name. And then AP Question 1, Question 2, Bruin, so that you know what you're submitting. If you happen to choose the handwriting method, which I don't recommend, then please make sure that you write on white paper or gridded paper. Don't use the green paper like I've been using. Use white, use black or blue ink or a dark number 2 pencil. Make sure you take a good picture of it. Make sure that it's in the formats that are acceptable, a PNG or a JPEG, if I remember correctly. Remember, you can only submit up to 5 pictures. And then, really important, if you haven't done this already, I've already sent you this link, but if you haven't done it already, go to the AP exam demo to practice taking the test. It's going to walk you through the details, give you a feel for what it's going to be like, how the question will pop up on the screen, how you'll submit your answer, and you can try it by copy and paste. You can try it by saving a document and uploading it, and you can try it by taking a picture. Just retake the demo 3 different times and see which one works for you. Okay, what sorts of things do you need on test day? Okay, for both Physics 1 and Physics 2, you need to have the formula sheet. I've sent you a link for both of those today. You also need to have a calculator. Check the batteries. Make sure it works. You can use a calculator on a phone. That's fine. If you have a whole bunch of textbooks and things like that, you don't have time to go through that. So I recommend like the notes that you've been taking in class, or make yourself a brand new equation sheet with notes or anything like that. Previously worked problems, any of that stuff you can have. You just want to have time to go through a lot of it. If you have shared notes, like if you took notes online with somebody else, please make sure you download them and print them before the test, because if you access them during the test, that's going to trigger a cheating warning with College Board because multiple students are accessing the same document, and that looks like collaboration, and then you'll get a cheating flag and your test will be thrown out. Other things, Internet web searches. Well, that's probably not going to help you a whole lot. You don't have a ton of time. And if you're looking around on the web for stuff, you're at risk of getting an exam violation. And if you have that, again, you'll get, your colleges will be informed that you cheated on the test and your test score will be thrown out. So don't let this happen to you. Don't cheat. Let me say it again. Don't cheat, don't cheat, don't cheat. Take the test yourself, do the best you can, and that's all you can do. You can also download this handy dandy AP Exam Day checklist to make sure you have everything that you need. Don't be like my daughter, who this morning was taking the AP Physics C exam and forgot her calculator. Okay, let's talk about exam day. Okay, we have a 2-question exam, so make sure you log in early, preferably at least 15 minutes early. 30 minutes might be a little much. There's going to be a countdown. You'll need your e-ticket to log in. And then you'll have to go through a few things. My daughter had to type in a pledge of, I forget what it is, confidentiality, I think it is. And you have to type in the entire thing. So give yourself a little time to type all that in. Has to be word for word. And then you hit submit. And then you just wait for the exam to begin. It'll pop up automatically when the timer goes to 0. You'll have 25 minutes for the first exam. Work on your answer, and then you have 5 minutes additional. So you'll have 30 minutes on the timer. 25 minutes it'll count down. The last 5 minutes, the timer will turn red to let you know you need to turn in your response. So if you go a little over the 25 minutes, that's fine as long as you still have time to upload everything, which is why cut and paste is better. After the 5 minutes is up, then your second question will automatically pop up and you repeat. The second question is only 15 minutes. And then when that is done, you'll have 5 minutes to upload that answer. Please do not log out until your last question has uploaded successfully. And you'll get, I believe you'll get a notice that'll tell you that it's successfully uploaded. Okay, testing environment. Try your very, very best to get into a room by yourself or away from everybody else. Try to remove distractions. Try to make sure everybody in the house is quiet. Try to make sure that they're off the internet if possible and not streaming a bunch of stuff so it doesn't interfere with you. And just ask them, you need an hour to get through the test, okay? I think most of your family members will understand because this is really important for you. Now let's talk one last time about exam security. College Board is going to be using a lot of different methods, a whole suite of methods to check to see if you're cheating or not. Now, you can use stuff that you have written up yourself. You can use your book. You can use all that stuff, but you must take the test by yourself. Please do not try to collaborate with anyone else. Please don't let anybody sit for your exam for you. Please do not go online to a chat room or anything else to try and see what other people are, how they're answering the question. Just don't, because there's a very high likelihood that they will catch you. Your exam score will be thrown out, and they'll inform the colleges that you were caught cheating on the exam, and that'll follow you around. So just don't. Just do your best, and you'll do fine. All right, everybody. Good luck. You're going to do great. I'm pulling for you. I hope all of you pass the exam, and I know you can. All right, everybody. You should be ready for the exam. Make sure that you go to the exam demo and try that out before the test so you're prepared for everything else. Make sure you get a good night's sleep before and a good meal before you begin. Make sure all your devices are all charged up. And most of all, remain calm. You've learned a lot this year, and I'm sure you're going to do your best. So, good luck.